Alright artists, today you are going to be making a painting that uses the element of art shape and color. So at the drive-thru what you need to grab is a white piece of paper and a messy mat. If you're a number 3 chair, you need to go to the paint drive-thru and grab the 3 primary colors, 4 fingers of water, and 4 brushes for your table to share. While you're waiting for that, you may write your name and class code on the back, Ms. G, and your class code, and flip it over. When you are painting today, you're going to start with the 3 primary colors, the yellow, red, and blue. And you are going to be painting some really big shapes. So I'm going to paint a really big yellow shape. I'm going to start with the circle, and I'm going to paint that whole shape in yellow. So I dip the toe of my ballerina brush in, and I paint back and forth on her tippiest of toes, making the shape of a circle. Now while my paint is still wet, I'm going to paint another shape right next to and kind of on top of this yellow shape, but I need to wash out my brush. So I have it bounce in the bottom of the cup. If it drips, wipe it on the lip, and I think I'm going to have red go right next to that shape and maybe even a little bit on top. My red shape is going to go like this, maybe like a triangle. Now when red and yellow mix together, it will make kind of like an orange. Do you notice orange kind of showing up in my triangle? Ooh la la, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to stick with red, and I'm going to do another red circle right here. I want my shapes to kind of overlap so that my colors start to mix. My primary colors will turn into secondary colors. Notice how my ballerina brush always goes back and forth on her tippiest of toes. I need to wash out my brush. Bounce, 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 bounce. If it drips, wipe it on the lip. I think I'm going to move over here while that paint's kind of drying. And I'm going to do a big blue rectangle. Painting a big blue rectangle, so I start with the outline, and then I paint in the middle. I know when blue and red mix together, I can make the secondary color purple. So washing out my brush, dipping in the red, I'm going to make some purple. Ooh, there's a little bit of purple already. I'm going to keep painting shapes until I have a whole paper of secondary colors. When I get to this point, kindergartners, where I have some big shapes on and I just need to paint around the shapes to make fill in the whole space so that there's no white, sometimes my ballerina brush might dance just in between them, kind of creating like a line. So this yellow isn't really making a shape, it's just going around the shapes that I have. So you're needing to balance between shape and line. And as those shapes and lines mix together, I'm creating some new colors. When my paper is filled up with shapes and lines that overlap to make some secondary colors like green or purple or orange, my painting is finished. I'm going to carry it flat like a lunch tray over to the drying rack to dry flat.